Donda, 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 Donda.
This is an odd review for me for a few reasons. I usually pick a bunch of cool shots that connect with the album, but I actually wasn't really inspired by this album. It didn't create any images or feelings for me too much. So I'll just throw some JPEG Mafia inspired shots over this. Another reason this review is odd for me is Kanye was my favorite artist for a majority of my life, and I didn't like this album. How do you review an album you don't like? I tried to figure that out for over a week. Part of that was because I subconsciously knew that Kanye fans were going to come for me if I didn't like the album. And I'm not really a music critic, I'm more to brand myself as a music enjoyer. But I guess it's important to talk about some albums I don't like as well. So I'll start off by saying what I did like. A few of the features did have great performances. Fivio, Lil Baby, Keem, Roddy, Cudi, Westside Gunn, Conway, Vori, and some of the production was pretty cool as well. Some risks were taken and I can see some ideas building off of some of these songs. Believe What I Say is a cool song as well. And Lord I Need You and Come to Life are some nice moments. But there was one thing that threw this whole album off for me. Kanye's performances. He seems to have lost his ability to rap because I just could not get into any of the verses. Mostly from a writing and flow perspective, I just could not get into it. I also feel he just didn't say that much. He's spoken about his mother, Donda, in the past for sure, and I feel he's definitely gone in depth with some of those performances, but this one was supposed to be a whole album for her, and I feel he didn't talk about her enough. I also feel a lot of these songs were too long. I just was wondering when the song was going to end. I got so bored at some points. Off the Grid was so good, but then Kanye threw on this super lengthy verse at the end that was kind of weirdly paced, and I don't like the song anymore because of it. I wasn't really able to finish Pure Souls at all either. The overall idea felt just really cluttered to me. Some of the ordering in the songs didn't make sense because why would Hurricane and Moon not be back to back? They're based off the same idea. And Hurricane itself is from a whole separate era of Kanye. I feel it was kind of forced into this album. It didn't make a ton of sense there. Also, why did he add Television? And why are there part 2s to the songs? Those really take away from the art for me because it's just there's 2 versions and one is better than the other, but you also just left the worst version as well. And one of the things that really bugged me was how do you make a clean album but then you cuss in your own verse and have to blur it out? Why would you not just pick another word? That's so lazy to me. It doesn't make any sense. And the worst part to me is why on earth did Kanye do that to Andre 3000? Andre's verse was incredible, a gift from heaven, just perfect moment. And now it's not on the album because Kanye decided to replace his own verse on that song with a Drake diss? Why are you so worried about Drake on an album about your mother when Andre gives you this amazing verse? And now we don't get to hear it that much because you got so selfish about Drake. Another reason I might not like this album is because we've just been blessed with so much good music in 2021, so this one doesn't necessarily stand out, but maybe I'll go back to it and appreciate it more in the future. But for now, I'm not a fan of Donda, and I don't plan on going back to it.
And nobody knows, so I go